Morning in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. Everything on this U.S. naval base halts as military personnel salute the American flag for the official start of the day. Action quickly resumes, but for Guantanamo detainees, daybreak brings a familiar monotony.
The daily life of Guantanamo detainees is one of sheer boredom, one of frustration, one of concern that they won't be transferred by the time President Obama leaves office. It's basically sitting in their cells, sitting with other detainees in the prison building itself.
2/3 of the detainee population left here at Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, are housed here in Camp 6 in these 11 by 7 rooms.
They have access to TV, they have access to magazines, books. They can roam in a communal setting for up to 22 hours a day.
Used as incentives for good behavior, detainees can attend art classes and check out materials from the library.
Religious books are very popular, and National Geographic is probably the second most popular.
Though screened by the guard force, some books and movies still offend the detainees and their religious beliefs.
There are some things that maybe they feel is not as appropriate. If one will watch it and he doesn't feel like it's appropriate, then he will make sure the other ones are not able to watch it after that.
And he does that how?
He'll just scratch it.
Afternoon in Camp 6, detainees break up the day by stepping outside to a small recreation yard and cleaning their cells. Others pick over food in styrofoam containers. Hunger strikes are a common form of protest here, and for such cases, the medical staff is well practiced in tube feedings.
One of the options available to us is enteral feeding. So we loosely strap their wrists just to keep sudden movements from happening so that they stay safe and so that we stay safe. We'll lubricate one of these tubes. They choose the lubricant. Once they're completely finished, we'll remove the tube. They get up out of the chair, and we return them to their cell or cell block.
The cell itself is indestructible.
Detainees who act out are confined to isolated cells like these. There is minimal bedding, an Arabic-English dictionary, and a Quran. Arrows in each cell are supposed to point to their holy land of Mecca, but lawyers for the prisoners say their faith has also been used as a tool of psychological manipulation.
After 2006, more and more the brutality came in the form of psychological abuse, interfering with the practice of their religion, or even humiliating them in their practice of religion. The arrows to Mecca pointing in other directions, the use of women to humiliate the men, that was psychological torture.
While reports of abuse and torture are in the past and the Joint Task Force boasts about the current health care of the inmates, life inside Guantanamo takes its toll.
There's a fundamental contradiction in the idea of providing mental health to people who are imprisoned without charge, having been ripped away from their families, not knowing when they're going to be released, and brutalized.
Evening back on base. On this day, a military celebration for the 241st birthday of the U.S. Navy. For the detainees, it's quiet time for prayer. Just another day in detention.
It's just waiting. That's what it is. It's waiting. And they don't know when the waiting will end.
Yasmin Alamiri, CGTN, Guantanamo Bay, Cuba.